I gotta hand it to you. This is way better than Cancun.
Oh yeah, I told you so.
A few minutes later.
In 1997, theater-going audiences had a choice between Volcano by 20th Century Fox or Dante's Peak by Universal. But what they didn't know is there was a third choice. We don't get a Tommy Lee Jones or even a Pierce Brosnan. Instead, we get Dan Cortez from MTV Sports and Cynthia Gibb. Dan Cortez plays Peter. He's an earthquake and volcano expert who detects the earthquake that killed our two skiers in the opening scene. But when he tells his boss about it, he's basically told to shut up. I don't know why he still has a job if his boss never believes him, but here we are.
Now, Dr. Osborne, I'm telling you, there's a new magma chamber building there, and it's going to erupt. I can feel it in my gut.
Really? Well, geology is the province of scientists, Mr. Slater, not psychics.
Cynthia Gibb plays his ex-girlfriend, Kelly, who's the head of the ski patrol and is way too concerned about the health of raccoons.
Where are you, Kel?
Yeah, Jake, it's me. I'm on the west face. Found another dead raccoon. Looks like poison.
I'm betting on a hunger strike. You probably got sick of nuts and berries.
No, I don't think so. This one looks pretty chunky. The thing that concerns me most are the animal poisonings.
What poisonings?
Raccoons, mostly. 5 this week.
That's weird. You think somebody's baiting traps?
More like garbage bags. This guy didn't look like he had missed a meal.
Back on patrol, Kelly sees a man rummaging through one of the monitoring stations and pulls a gun on him for some reason. But who could it be?
I lose the hood and turn around.
Hey, Kel.
Dan Desire, Dr. Desire.
Danny Desire.
I had to find a biography of Dan Cortez to find them clips for you people. I hope you appreciate. Anyways, Kelly gets a call about the missing honeymoon couple that we saw die in the beginning of the film, and a search party is sent when, oh no, poisonous vents. Well, that explains what was killing the raccoons, and now Kelly and her crew are also in trouble.
Kelly, come in.
Sure, Pete saved everybody's life and has been right about everything up until this point, but the mayor's more concerned with the fact that there's 10,000 tourists coming to town and a land developer doing an assessment of the area. So, get away, Pete.
Called first thing this morning and spoke to a Dr. Osborne at CSGS. She had some very interesting things to say about your young friend here. That's right. I've heard all about your fabled predictions, Mr.
After spraying the mayor with a jelly donut, Pete and Kelly, yes, that's something that actually happened, are on their own and are back at the monitoring station, and oh no, earthquake and fire.
Whoa.
What's wrong?
Wait a second. The telemetry's gone. Get under the table. Get under the table! You gotta get out of here. Come on, hurry up.
Does anyone care about massive earthquakes, fire, and the fact that the volcano's now declared active?
There's only one thing that can send up that much smoke.
It's supposed to be dormant. It's been dormant for centuries.
Not anymore.
No, they do not care. In fact, the land developer is in the middle of telling an investor, a little bit of active volcano ain't a big deal, when all hell breaks loose.
I mean, what's the likelihood of something like this happening again in the next 50 years?
Get back. Go. Go.
Whee! So what's the plan now, guys? Do we even have one?
What are we gonna do now?
There's not much we can do. It's like trying to stop a burning avalanche.
Hearing the phrase burning avalanche gives Kelly an idea. What about fighting fire with snow? So, that's the plan, guys and girls. We're going to cause an avalanche and have it hit the lava flow. And then...
Okay. And then what?
Ski like hell.
This movie has an insanely low body count for a disaster movie. Outside of the first two people in the opening credits, there's only one more death. There is no heroic sacrifices, nobody throwing their children to helping hands as they're killed by lava. Just the real estate guy at the very end of the movie steals a snowmobile to try to escape and drives it straight into the avalanche. Overall, it's fine. I looked into World International Network Inc. and I've never heard of any of the stuff they've done, and they've done 151 movies. A lot of it was true crime stuff in the 90s when they were doing all them ripped from the headline movies. They made 2 Betty Broderick movies about a woman who killed her ex-husband, a Mary Kay Letourneau movie, a Greg Louganis movie, a couple World War II documentaries. Yeah, and then weird sci-fi movies that I will probably look into in the future. But for this film, obviously this one has a much lower budget than its 2 competitors, and you can tell that just when the cast scrolls in the beginning. Dan Cortez, really? I didn't know who he was. My roommate told me he'd covered sports for MTV in the 90s. And Cynthia Gibb, she did a bunch of television shows and made-for-TV stuff. It appears she retired in 2020, but did a bunch of Hallmark-style Christmas movies at the end of her career. The special effects team did what they could. They didn't have the millions of dollars of budget for cities full of lava like Volcano. They had enough lava for this one scene where Peter and Kelly walk across a log. Because of course they walk across a log.
Yeah, right, you're kidding.
Consider the alternatives.
This movie is for completists only. Do you want to see all the Volcano movies? Well, pop this one on your list. It's not offensive. There are some cool shots they were able to do even with their limited budget. The writers on this one, nobody with any writing credits. They were all producers, and this is their sole writing credit for the most part. Scott Weinstein was a writer on this, and he would go on to produce Asteroid, a knockoff of Deep Impact and Armageddon the following year. Graham Campbell has 61 directing credits, mostly television shows I've never heard of, and a bunch of Christmas movies starring Cynthia Gibb. Thank you for watching. If a volcano becomes active, don't continue skiing. And as always, I shall try to do better next time. Here's the donut scene that I mentioned earlier.
Now, as magma forces its way to the surface, there's a lot of pressure building up underneath this area. And it's going to continue to build and build until it finally finds a way out. And then...
God, you want me to listen to this maniac?